Each word Mikel Arteta said about Arsenal's win against Tottenham, Kai Havertz's form, and David Raya's mistake. Arsenal's manager, Mikel Arteta, spoke to the press after his team's 3-2 victory over Tottenham in the North London derby, including his thoughts on Kai Havertz's performance and David Raya's significant error. "How were your nerves at the end?" "I was praying. There were so many Spurs players in the box. It was a very exciting game. A very difficult place to come, an incredible atmosphere, and a great team to play against. With 3-0, you're in control of the game, you come into the second half and we're dominating the game and creating chances, then an individual error happens that triggers something. That sends the wrong message to your brain. Then we started to deal with the situation better, but they got another one, and then the game started. After that, they have the players and the courage to push many players forward. We had to dig deep, suffer, and react. I'm very pleased with how the team has done that." "What do you think of Raya's mistake?" "It's part of football. I don't like the sequence of play, I don't like the principles we applied at that moment and the ball direction. After that, these things can happen. You misjudge the situation, try to make the pass and don't succeed, and then you're in a zone of doubt, and they scored and took advantage of that. So, with the penalty, it's another principle you cannot fulfill. It's part of football. What I love is that David owns it, raises his hands, which are quite heavy, and was sensational in the last 20 or 25 minutes of the game. That's what I love about our players. Arsene Wenger gave you advice saying you have to find a way to win. Did we see that at the end? Yes. Maybe he could have given me the advice to not make it hard for yourself. But in the end, you can't just pretend you came here, without suffering and playing against Spurs, and walk out with a win. That doesn't happen. Just look at their performances against other top teams to prove that, because they are a very good team. Was the plan to sit so deep in the first half or were they forcing you? No, they forced us. We had an issue with the high press. We gave away so many balls, simple balls, that our ball circulation wasn't good enough. The scoreline also has an impact. When you're winning 2-0, you feel more comfortable doing that. We also look like a real threat on the counterattack. They commit so many players that their structure forces you also to have one or two more players in certain areas that make you a bit deeper. We didn't suffer much there, but I think the second half, especially with the ball in certain situations, was much better. Is it better psychologically to win 3-0 or to endure like this? I don't know. We'll make the second option great. The players can be more convinced. We've done it 2 years in a row here, which is extremely difficult. Also, last year, we had to suffer in the second half to win the game. That's good. The team has another tool. Another thing to hold on to is the confidence that when it comes to the biggest stage of big games, you have the ability to win it. So, it's a good learning experience. Is Havertz finding new dimensions to his game? He was sensational in all departments today. He wasn't 100%. He was ill before the match, was struggling a bit, and still put in the performance he did. I thought he was unbelievable today. What is it in your team that allowed them to bounce back from that bad spell in April? Firstly, how much you want it and how much they want it. Don't feel sorry for yourself. It's part of the journey. When you're at the highest level, you will have disappointments. At this level, margins are very small and won't always go your way. So, it's about how you react to that. Face the challenge, face the opportunity. I think this team has a lot of courage and determination to make it happen. It seems like you have so much faith in the players? Yes, definitely. In the final minutes, I was doubting a bit. But they don't give me reason to doubt. I told you before they would be ready on Sunday. Emotionally, it's been a very demanding month, but yesterday, I had to stop them in training because they wanted more. That's a good sign. Do you think you've proven that you can handle this stage of the season better than last year? I think so. When you win, it's always like that. Last season, we didn't do it because we wanted West Ham and missed a penalty, and against Liverpool, we suffered in the 91st minute, and then you're not able to. In the end, the judgment will be based on this result. If they scored in the last minute for 3-3, we wouldn't be prepared. Margins are so small. Don't get carried away by yourself. We want to be better. There are margins for improvements. Go again against Bournemouth because it's going to be very difficult. Do you see that the players will fight until the end? Yes, 100%. I've seen that throughout the season. They give me reasons to believe that every day. We're right on it. The motivation for what's to come is beautiful. We all hope they have a real chance.